Hey everybody, my name is OG and I am the owner of Above Average Candle Studio here in Chicago. And we are launching, or we have launched, a new line called Above Love Co. And this is behind the brand. So here is where I share just things about my entrepreneurial journey and maybe some different things that, I guess, I don't know, maybe this is kind of like a business journal. So, just talking about some things and maybe sharing some tips and tricks that can help you on your entrepreneurial journey. If that sounds like something that you might be interested in, by all means, subscribe. For a minute, I had this like on like for like safe for children or children. And my YouTube friends had to tell me like, hey, your video is set for kids only. And I felt so bad because I was telling the kids, like, follow me, let's be friends. Auntie is crazy. So if you kind of like this kind of thing and you're looking to, maybe meet another, like, overworked, crazy, tired entrepreneur, like probably like yourself, because that's what I am, by all means, subscribe and like the video, comment below, and let's be friends. Today, we're going to talk about something that I think is really, really interesting subject. It's 5 tips to help you with your PR strategy. Now, especially when you're launching a new product. So, again, like I mentioned at the top of the video, we just recently launched Above Love Co. And that is a signature candle line and body care line derived from Above Average Candle Studio. And it's all vegan, all, handmade, and it's a huge undertaking to launch a new brand and all that good stuff. So a PR strategy is definitely something that you might need, to help you get the word out and establish some relationships and just learn a lot about how the public and how people see your brand and what they think about it, their thoughts. So without further ado, let's talk about, these 5 tips that I have for you. Now, I want to say that there is a difference, I believe, between PR and marketing. They are both very similar in the fact that they are about communication. In my opinion, I think marketing is one-way communication. You are speaking directly to the consumer and an effort to convert them to buy something. And that's kind of what marketing and advertising. I think they're kind of like maybe a little closer together than PR. Whereas PR is about cultivating relationships and creating community and establishing two-way communication. Like you're talking to, somebody and you want them to talk back. And PR, campaigns and strategies can be, there's so many different ways you can do PR, and different avenues you can go for that. But I think that in order to launch a new product and get some information to help you on your journey, you need to keep in mind a few things. And here's the 5 things that I'm thinking that you might need to keep on your little dome there. Okay. Tip number 1. PR is not for making money. Okay. So, as an entrepreneur, here's the thing. You have a great idea, right? And I think that initially you are, that's the fuel that you're thinking is that, okay, this is going to make us a lot of money. Okay. That's what you think. But then as you go along, because if you stick it out and you develop, aggressive patience, you realize that there's no money to be made in the beginning. And what you're really doing is solving a problem. And that becomes, I think, more important than the money anyway. For me, I think what Above Love Co. does is it solves a problem in the sense of that it is a fun brand. It is unique. And we're just selling fun in a jar and something different. And I think that people who are used to, fragrance, they're kind of used to the same old, and this is for the person who just wants something different and possibly who wants to enjoy a healthier product in a fun way. So I think that's the problem we're solving. I think we're solving a few problems, but I think that that's one of the main problems that we're solving. Okay. So PR is not for making money. Okay. So you're not doing this to try to make, Like, you send a press release and then it gets on the news and you're thinking, okay, tomorrow I'm going to be flooded with sales. That's a beautiful thought. And I think that, we all want that, and we all hope for that, but that's not really reality. You have all these big brands when you think of like Louis Vuitton and you think of Chanel. And what's interesting is that if you go on the Instagram page and they have, millions and millions of followers, and they post a picture of a celebrity in their product, and you see like 100,000 likes. Likes and views are not sales. Sales are sales, okay? But what that does is that tells them that, oh, this is a great color. That tells them that this partnership with the celebrity really works. You learn things from that. And I think that those are the things that you should really be looking to do. We'll talk about that more in a minute. But, that's basically more important than the money anyway, right? Knowing that you have a product, the money will come eventually. Okay. If you stay in it long enough and you put enough heart and soul and sweat into it, you make the right decisions, the payoff's going to come eventually. And then when you do need to market, you need to know how to market to your community. PR will help you do that. If you come up with the right strategy to help you do that. So if you have in your mind that you are doing this, to build community, to establish two-way communication, not to make money, I think that will ultimately lead to money and ultimately lead to your success. Let's move on to tip number 2. Tip number 2. Did I say tip number 2? Tip number 2 is to choose wisely. And so initially when I did my PR strategy campaign, when it came to collaborating with some YouTubers, I made sure that I chose people, in my opinion, who I felt like would really, really align with my brand. And these people, and I only chose 3 to start off with. I added 2 more later, but I only chose 3. And listen, I sent emails, to a lot of people. And I need you to understand that even though you might think that your brand aligns well with somebody else's brand, because, a YouTube channel and, and an Instagram page could be somebody's brand. Keep that in mind. And they may not feel like it will, you know what I mean? And you cannot take that personally. You cannot, get upset and, it's, you're running a business, not a high school lunchroom. So you can't take those things personally. But basically, you need to understand that, not everybody is going to be a good fit. Okay, not everybody is going to think that you're a good fit for them. And I think that's okay. But you do need to choose wisely, even for the newspapers and the magazines and the TV shows that you submit your products to. You have to make sure that that point of view matches your point of view so that you can have a successful partnership with them. I tried to choose people who I felt really, really were loyal to a brand or really love fragrance, whatever aspect I figured that matched what I was trying to do. If they had that, I reached out to them. And lucky for me, I did get some responses from some people, and so far so good. So I'm excited about that. So make sure you choose wisely. The next thing that I have for you, tip number 3, I think we on 3. Okay, yeah. Okay, tip number 3 is limit your expectations. Now, a gift is a gift. We all will buy someone a gift and think they're going to absolutely love it, right? And then as soon as, you leave or, right after the office party, they re-gift it to someone else. And and it is what it is, right? Okay. Once you give somebody, a gift and you give them PR as a gift, and they don't have a contract or they have no obligation to post it. You're very lucky. And that's why tip number 2 is so important. You want to choose wisely. You want to choose people that you feel like will, like the brand and engage with it and talk about it, that's why that's tip number 2. Because, your expectations should not be high. They may get the product and they may not like it. And they can tell their followers that. And I think that's okay. They may get the product and never get around to doing a video just because life happens. Maybe, they got a lot going on, in their personal lives, and that should be okay. You have to keep in mind that these people, no matter if you send it to a producer or a magazine editor, a YouTuber, Instagrammer, they have things already going on. And again, your gift is a gift. They are not contractually obligated to share and talk about your product. Okay. So, because of that, don't expect too much. Be empathetic, be understanding, be patient, and understand that these people are heavily invested in what they do, right? Nobody goes to school to be a journalist only to report, trash every night and day. Well, I guess it's a little dramatic, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to say, right? And nobody starts a YouTube channel and grows this huge following of people, to just put anything in front of them. These people care about their followers. Plus, to create this content, they have to use the right kind of lighting. They have to, you know, they have to edit these videos. They have to add captions. If they're posting something on their Instagram story, they have to, add, stickers and all kinds of things. And it takes time. So limit your expectations and be grateful for whatever it is that somebody does and posts. The content, listen, it can live forever or it cannot. They can take it down, they can put it up, they can do whatever they need to do with it. Just be grateful for whatever you get and limit your expectations. I think that that's the best way to approach, a PR strategy is, just, hey, I'm grateful for whatever I get. And that's the way it should be. Let's move on to tip number 4. We are in Chicago, and that's a fire truck or something going by. So my apologies to you guys. Let's move on, okay? I digress. Tip number 4 is to be transparent. Now, listen, I'm a busy entrepreneur. I've got like 15 million things going on. I still work a whole job, 9 to 5. I think I'm going to talk about that in another video, probably coming up next. I still work a job and I am pretty busy most of the time. Sometimes things kind of slip through the cracks, but that's just, that's the life that I chose, right? But if you are going to do a PR campaign, especially with, I think, somebody like an Instagrammer who is part of a community and they're sharing your product with their community, or a YouTuber, so on and so forth, you need to be transparent about, your goals, what it is you're hoping to accomplish, and also how much money you make, I think that that's, kind of fair. Now, some people might argue with you on that, but I think that being transparency goes a long way, and people really appreciate it when you're honest with them. We have yet to make $1,000 with Above Love. So, it definitely, we're just getting started. We're nowhere near being profitable. We don't have, we really don't have a community. We don't have a, like a customer base just yet. We're building that as we speak. But I'm very transparent with, this is how many people came to the website. This is how many orders we have. This is how much money we made. Whenever, I have a chance to reach out to them and let them know, about what's going on. This is when we plan to send out, product, and, it may come out, maybe we may have to wait a couple days. Something else comes up and I have to kind of tend to that before I can tend to this. But for the most part, I'm trying my best to be an open book with them so that they can appreciate us the way that we appreciate them. Remember, it's a public relationship with the public. It's a two-way thing that you're trying to do to establish your brand and let people see who you are and what you're made of and the values of your brand. I think that's really, really important. So be transparent with the people who are going to provide you with help. And also too, I just want to add, even if you're working with like a news media outlet, like we were fortunate enough to be featured on Good Day Chicago. And, we talked about just a follow-up. Hey, thank you so much for letting us come on air. We received this many calls immediately after your segment. We received this many emails. People appreciate that. It doesn't matter who they are, to know, that what they're doing is worthwhile and that it helped you. I think that that's really important. So transparency is something that that is important, and make that part of your PR strategy. I think that the people who are helping you out, that'll keep them wanting to help you out in the future. All right, let's keep it going. We're at our last tip. That is tip number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, tip number 5. All right, here we go. The last tip that I have for you is use what you learn to better your brand or your product. Okay, now here's the deal. When you first come out with a brand new product, you created this brand new soap powder. Do they even say soap powder anymore? Now I'm telling you how old I am. They came out with this brand new detergent, right? And everybody loves Tide. They just do. Okay. And that's what they've used. Their grandma used it. They use it. It's part of, it's just part of, it's a family member basically. Not everybody is going to drop Tide to jump on the bandwagon for what you are putting out there. Okay, it's not going to work like that. It just doesn't right away. And it doesn't matter if you have capital behind you or if you're bootstrapping or whatever you're doing. It just takes time to build a brand. It takes time. But if they do decide to indulge in your brand and they give you some feedback and say, this is not really as good as Tide or not what I expected, that is a perfect opportunity for you to get the whys and try to make your product better. And I'll be transparent with you and let you know that we had someone that, got a candle from us in PR and was like, hey, this candle tunneled or this candle, we couldn't smell it. And that's not a time for you to, say, oh my God, why did they say that about my brand? That's the time for you to learn from it. And that's the time for you to say, okay, well, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to fix that problem and we're going to, sing you a new candle. Not only am we going to sing you a new candle, we'll sing you, a candle and some little extra products, because you get an opportunity to learn and to show the world what you're made of, what your company is made of, the values that you have, your character. And those things matter most. And listen, like attracts like. And so the people who get it will get it, and they will see you for who you are, and they'll see your brand for who it is and what it is and say, wow, this is quality. And you will establish that relationship. And that's what that's what you're trying to do anyway. You want that relationship so that you can continue to learn and continue to grow. So whatever it is that you learn, from it, since we've done this, PR launch campaign strategy that we've done with Above Love Co., we have got a customer, and that customer has continually ordered from us. Like, I want to say like, maybe every couple weeks, every time we do a drop, we've had, now listen, the price point for Above Love Co. is really low. So, right now, again, we have yet to even scratch $1,000. We're nowhere near $1,000 in sales just yet. But this customer has continually ordered, and that's telling me something, that this PR is working, and it actually converts. It's converting people. And not only that too, but that means that our product is, being well received, and there's starting to be a community, that's starting to grow around it. That is really, really exciting and very heartwarming. And those are the things that you need, the motivation that you're going to need to keep going, because being an entrepreneur, like I said, it's a lonely thing, and you're going to need that feedback to keep going. Now here's another thing that I need to share. If somebody is willing to give you feedback, they care. That means they care. They could easily just, call one of their friends and say, hey, I got this candle from, like Above Love, and it didn't perform. And, I'm not going to deal with that anymore. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. But if they care enough to be honest with their, followers or viewers or whoever, and honest with you, that is amazing in itself. That's an amazing thing in itself. So, learn from your PR campaign. Learn from it. It can better your brand. it can better your product. Learn from it. You guys, I'm going to go over these 5 tips one more time. To begin, remember, PR and marketing are not the same, okay? So always keep that in mind. They're not the same. Similar, but not the same. They walk down the same street, but they're not the same. You get it. Remember, tip number 1 was PR should not be something that you're doing to make money, right? That's number 1. Number 2, when it comes to PR and who you're going to send PR to, choose wisely. So make sure that that person, entity, whatever it is, aligns very, very well with your brand, because that can start a successful relationship that lasts for years and years and years and years and years. Okay. All right. Number 3 was to limit your expectations. Nobody owes you anything. When you send the free product as a gift, you're giving them a gift. So be very realistic in what you're doing and limit your expectations. You don't want to get disappointed and you don't want to get discouraged, and you shouldn't. So just keep that in mind, that, like, to limit your expectations. Very good. All right. Number 4 was to be transparent. Be transparent with the people who have agreed to help you with your PR and your public relations. It's going to help you go a long way. And last but not least, tip number 5 was to learn from your PR strategy. Learn about your brand, learn about your product, use that data to help you grow and be a better brand. You guys, I've talked now for what, about 20 minutes? I'm going to stop so I can record another video for you guys. But once again, if you like this episode of Behind the Brand and it helped you and you found some kind of value in it, like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And let me know what you think. Have you ever tried to start a PR, like launch a new product and kind of thought about doing PR, but maybe was like, maybe I shouldn't do PR. Maybe I should go right into marketing. Maybe I should go right into advertising. Did you, have you struggled with that? Or, does PR come easier to you than marketing? Let's start a conversation and help each other. I'd love to know, some of the things that you've done, or if you found these helpful. Let's just connect. Well, thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is OG and I appreciate it. Have a great night. Bye-bye.